Okay, this is your first class? Okay. Yeah, you better come front. Okay. After 2-3 class, he'll be comfortable. You know something about history, how you'll connect? You have idea something about history? Now how you will connect with this? You'll feel that this is very tough, I can't understand. Will you be able to understand? Which subject, from which subjects you have done your graduation? Oh God. So, science stream. Fine, then it will be difficult for you to understand. But still, there is nothing I feel so. There's nothing in history to understand. You just have to focus and concentrate. Just like you're going to watch a movie, take your seat. Ratta maar nahi. It's not ratta maar. You have to understand something. Thing is that you just have to concentrate. Focus on the things which you are doing. एक पिक्चर देखने जाते हो, पिक्चर की अगर पहले की हाफ का पिक्चर चली गई हो, नेक्स्ट पार्ट आपको दिखाया जाए, will you understand? Will you understand the movie? What happened? What was the story about? What happened initially? What was the thing? You will not understand. Fact is this, history is in the same way, a picture, story. If some parts are missed, it becomes difficult to connect. You have to understand the first part or the remaining part or the part which you have left. You have to understand that. After that, you can completely have the idea of the any event or any dynasty or anything related to history. You have to understand, you have to know the whole gamut. That's the thing. So, now for the class, just concentrate on the class. From where I am teaching. पीछे आगे सब भूल जाइए. कहा यहाँ जब मतलब एकदम totally मत भूल जाइए, because there is connection. You have to connect. But still, what is taught in the class, that is priority. You focus on that. So, आज we are going to start with the third party of the tripartite struggle, that is PALAS. Pala dynasty, we are going to talk about Pala dynasty, which ruled in East Bengal, in Bengal, Eastern India. Eastern India, that was the part where the Pala dynasty ruled. Bengal, clear? That was the dynasty which ruled in Eastern Bengal. I'm saying Eastern Bengal, it's in Eastern Bengal, Eastern India. Eastern India, not in Bengal. It ruled in part of Bihar also, Bengal also, not Eastern Bengal, but Eastern India. You also getting confused with me, okay? So, yeah, Narendra. Your name is what? Tripathi? Narendra Tripathi? Pankaj Tripathi. You come here. I need something to talk to you. I learned that you have problem in understanding the lecture, Tripathi. Huh? No, it is not actually. Factual, yeah, factual is there. Factual makes concepts. If you don't have factuals, concept kahan se banenge? For making it a concept clear, it's not clear what we are talking about. Tell me, what did you understand? Tell me what I talked in my previous lecture. What I told about the thing. What was the main topic? Tell me somebody who can make it clear. In my yesterday's class, what I told. What was the topic? In 3 lines, just tell me. What was that? This is what? This is not I told you. The thing which I told you, listen properly. This I told you, this was part. Pehla you're forgetting. First thing you're forgetting. Second part you are taking. telling. Okay, I'm telling you. See, first thing, concept that you said, concept is not there, factual is there, concept. I'm talking about North India. Oh God. North India phase, that is from 750 to 1000. This is the first thing which I am talking about. The time period. What is this about? What I am talking about? After the fall of Harsha, what was the situation of North India? The North India was divided into two phases. First phase we have discussed. What was in first phase? First phase was that the power was divided into three major powers, that was the Maukharis, Matrikas and Pushyabhuktis. Uske baad second phase, that phase was from 600 to 750. This was second phase. This was from 750 to 1000. Now the third phase in North India will be 1000 to okay, this is the first thing. In this 750, what was the situation? It was divided into Pratiharas, it was divided into Rajputs in Deccan and Palas. This is clear. This is only the thing. Uske baad so we are talking about the Rashtrakuta dynasty, how it rose to power and how it came to finish. Bas. उसके अंदर जो है we are talking about the rulers, successive rulers, how they rose, how they fell, how they did battles. वो तो that is what we are going to talk about. Okay, अगर आपको नहीं समझ में आ रहा, if you are not understanding anything, maybe language, maybe concept, maybe the whole thing is not clear, tell me, I'll explain it. Is it clear now? It's very simple. Once you make up your mind to listen and understand. Okay. Now what we are going to discuss? Say Tripathi. Anything? Any doubt?
Basically, I want to know economic condition of that time.
That is also taught. First you need to have the political idea. You can jump to a section. How that polity, that society, that economy, that literature, that architecture, that temple happened. How these things came, how this happened. There must be something politically. Then this thing will come. We will come to that also. This was your second class. We have done post-Mauryan time, we have done socio-economy, everything. Now after completing this 1200, we will discuss about the polity, about the social, religious and art and architecture of this time. After completing 1200 जब पहुंच जाएंगे हम लोग, तब I will discuss, because social process is slow process. Political is very quick expansion. Changing of ruler, jaldi politically, one is coming, one is going, one is coming, one is going. We need to understand political first. Political ke baad, then we will understand the social and the cultural part, which is also very important, because this was the time when Bhakti movement started. This we will discuss. How religious system, how religious ideas, how religious circles were changing. Religious means now Islam was coming, and this was a time when Islam rose in Arab country, and now it will come to India also. So we'll discuss about this. You have set a mind, you have a concept. Don't study with a concept, pre-notions. वो पढ़ो जो पढ़ाया जा रहा है, उस सीक्वेंस वाइज में यू मूव ऑन. ठीक है. टुडे जैसे आप भी पाला कर रहे हैं, आपके दिमाग में चल रहा है पाला के कल्चर क्या था, पाला का सोशल क्या था, तब यू विल नॉट लिसन टू पाला's पॉलिटिकल. दैट इज ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट. ओके, वी विल टेक अप टुडे पॉलिटिकल. वी विल ऑल्सो डिस्कस religious also, culture also, little bit. Okay, now palas. Palas. Time for the Pala dynasty was from? Who said this time period? Who? This was the time period for Pala. Pala ruled for the longest time, more than 400 years. 400 years they ruled, but their rule was long but not strong. Strong they were only for 100 and 150 years only. But they ruled for from 8th century, mid of the 8th century to the last end of the 12th century. That was the time period for the Palas. Palas were a dynasty that emerged in eastern India in mid 8th century. It was a Buddhist imperial dynasty. This was the time when Buddhism was declining from all other sectors, from all other parts of India. And eastern India was the place where Buddhism was not only surviving, but it was thriving, it was flourishing. Tantrism, you know, Tantric Buddhism, this is the time period when in eastern India, this Tantric Buddhism was growing. Buddhism was in full-fledged in Bengal. Palas, if you remember after Shashank, there was a situation, there was a political situation in Bengal. What was known that? We have discussed in our class. After the death of Shashank, I'm not telling about Shashank, this Shashank. May God bless you. You have a long life. Shashank, who died in 637 AD, he was the one, after his death, he was not the one instrumental in doing anything, but he died in 637 CE. After his death, a political situation prevailed in Bengal that was known as Mastya Nyayam. That's what I told you in my previous class also. This is what concept is. This is not I'm talking about factual. This is concept. वहाँ का situation क्या था when Shashank died? Shashank was contemporary of Harshavardhan. Harshavardhan died there. Shashank, he long after died. Shashank died. When Harshavardhan died? (647). He died in 647 and he died in 637, means 10 years after Shashank's death, Harsha died. So this was after his death, after Shashank's death, situation was Mastyanayam law. That means the bigger fish devours the smaller one. ऐसा होता ही है, this is part of society. If you are weak, you are going to be suppressed, you are going to be dominated by the bigger section, stronger section. So this was the time when there was chaos and anarchy all over. Everybody took advantage of this situation because there was no strong power, no strong hand in Bengal. And we see that Yashovarman was invading from Kannauj. I told you that Varman dynasty was ruling in Kannauj. Then Ayodhas came. The Varman dynasty, Yashovarman, also invaded Bengal. Then Lalitya Aditya. These people are coming and taking advantage of the weakness of Bengal. This Lalitya Aditya of Karkota dynasty, Kashmir, he also invaded Bengal during this time. If you remember Bhaskar Verma, do you remember Bhaskar Verma? He was a ruler of Kamarup, Assam. He also invaded. So this fear, and we come to know that Chinese army also came and invaded Bengal. So everybody is coming in Bengal, invading, plundering and going away. This was a situation in Bengal. So to get rid of this anarchy, this chaos, what the people of this region did, the notable man of this region elected Gopal as the king of Bengal. Gopal. How to change the font of this? No, I want to change this size. Come here. This? Wait. हाँ पेन का साइज छोटा करना है पतला करना है ओके सो गोपाल अगेन सेम नो चेंज font is not changed हाँ ठीक है So, Gopal was elected as the king of Bengal by people. Who people? Notable people. Those chiefs, उस area के जो chiefs थे, वो लोग elect किए गोपाल को as the ruler of Bengal. Now, who was Gopal? Gopal was a son of warrior. Yaptak was his name. He was a warrior. His name was Yaptak. He was elected. His father's name was Yaptak. Yaptak or Yaptak. He was warrior, and that's why Gopal must be also warrior. He was elected as the king of Bengal. How we come to know that Gopal was elected? Through an inscription, that is Kalimpur inscription. Kalimpur of Dharmaraja. Kalimpur or Kalimpur, बंगाल में पोर ही कहते हैं, but Kalimpur. Okay, Dharmpal. धर्मपाल का ये इंस्क्रिप्शन है. दिस फैक्चुअल इंफॉर्मेशन आर फॉर योर प्रीलिम्स. Prelims में these things are asked, so you need to remember. So we come to know through Kalimpur inscription that he was elected. The whole process is narrated here there, that notable people elected Gopal as the ruler of Bengal. Now Gopal was the king, ruler of Bengal. Who was Gopal and what he did? He was an ardent Buddhist follower. Ardent Buddhism was flourished because they were the follower of Buddhism. Gopal is follower of Buddhism. Then what he will do? He will patronize and he will support Buddhism. So Buddhism flourished in East India at that time. So this he was ardent Buddhist follower. He, according to Taranath, if you remember who was Taranath, yeah, tell me. He was something. He was a man. Who was he? Taranath. Do you have any idea about Taranath? Do you remember Taranath? Please remember. Please remember. Huh? He was a Buddhist monk from Tibet. And he told that Shashanka built Odantapuri monastery. Odantapuri or Odantapura in Bihar. This was the monastery or Mahavirahar built by Shashanka. Okay. So this we come to know through Taranath. Again we come to know through Taranath only that he was the first Buddhist ruler of Bengal. Gopal was the first Buddhist ruler of Bengal. He defeated later Guptas. If you remember, the later Guptas were ruling in Magad area. They were occupying a small area in Magad. They were defeated, and the Khadga dynasty, which was ruling in the Khadga dynasty. Eastern Bengal, which was ruling in Eastern Bengal, was also defeated by Gopal. We don't know much about what was the territory, how much area he occupied. Little bit of information that we can gather from somewhere, from some inscription. We come to know that this was the rule of Gopal. Now Shashank was gone. After Shashank, this is Gopal. After Gopal, Dharmapala becomes the ruler of Bengal. Dharmapal came on throne around 770. 770, because the rule of Gopal was 750 to 770. 20 years he ruled. After his rule, Dharmapala came on throne of Bengal. And he ruled till 810. That was the 40-year rule of Dharmapal. Dharmapal, like his father, was a pious Buddhist. He too was a pious Buddhist. So when he came on throne, at the same time, a ruler, a king, ascended the throne of Prayagraj dynasty. Who was he? See, this is third time. I am narrating this incident. Sorry. Usse baad. When Dharmapala ascended the throne of Pala dynasty, who was contemporary of Vastaraj? Right. Vastaraj, who was contemporary of Dharmapal from the Pratyahara side? It was Vastar. Dhruva was there in Rashtrakuta dynasty. So, both were ambitious, as I told you, that when Vastaraja expanded towards the east, he came face to face with Dharmapal, and Dharmapal was defeated by Vastaraj at Battle of Prayag area pe he was defeated in India. Oh, sorry, this our Prayag. I'm saying India, no doubt India, but our Prayag. He was defeated there. Vastaraja was defeated. Now, after Vastaraja was defeated, Vastaraja defeated Dharmapal. He was defeated by Dhruva. Dhruva defeated. When Dhruva defeated him, Dhruva went back to his kingdom. When he went back, Dharmaraj was okay, fine, because Vastaraja was badly mauled by Dhruva. Now he felt that, yeah, my enemy is badly, thrashed by Dhruva. He was okay. What he did? He again went Kannauj, invaded Kannauj and captured Kannauj. And yeah, he took Kannauj, he captured Kannauj. And there, what he did, he removed Indrayudha, who was ruling Ayudha dynasty from Ayudha dynasty, and Indrayudha. Ayudha was ruling, and he placed Chakrayudha. So, after doing this, he called for a darbar. Kannauj mein ek darbar lagaya, and he called all the adjoining areas rulers. Fine. That was the Prayag battle was around 790. 790, that was the battle. Uske baad, what happened? He was there. For some time he ruled. Dharmapala was superpower in North India. He ruled for some time, but again he was defeated by another ruler of Pratyahara dynasty in Munger, that was Nagabhatta II. He defeated Dharmapala around 806 and 7. When he was defeated, why he was defeated? Because Nagabhatta came again, replaced Chakrayudha. He defeated Chakrayudha and made Chakrayudha his own vessel. That was the Kannauj triangle. That was the Kannauj. For Kannauj, they were fighting. That was the concept. Kannauj was the prestigious matter for all the three parties. They all wanted to have hold of Kannauj. Kannauj is also known as tripartite struggle, is also known as Kannauj Triangle War. So this Nagabhatta came and defeated Chakrayudha and made Chakrayudha his own vessel king. So this made Dharmapala infuriated, and what he did, he asked for help. He came in conflict with Nagabhatta. He was defeated by Nagabhatta. When he was defeated, he called for help to Govind III, the Rashtrakuta ruler. Then Rashtrakuta ruler came and invaded the Pratihara dynasty, captured the area of Malwa, defeated Nagabhatta, and he went to Kannauj. He subdued Dharmapal also, he subdued Chakrayuddha also. And Dharmapal was intelligent man. He thought it's good to be submissive. He said, okay, I bow to you. And he returned, and this Govind III returned back to his kingdom. So this 2 times he was defeated by the Pratiharas, and still he was not broken. After Govind III came back, he again became bold enough, he became bold enough, and he expanded his empire, and all the vassal kings were respecting him. They were all acknowledging his authority. Why? Because they knew the Rashtrakuta is in Deccan. He will take some time to come here. By the time Dharmapal will be there to help us. So this was the situation of the northern India. Dharmapal always controlled the situation with diplomacy and cunningness. He was very, I will not say wisdom, with his wisdom, no, he was not cunning. He always took the help wherever he wanted to have. So we come to know from the Munger inscription of Devapal. Again, see, these are different copper plate inscription which gives information about the Pala dynasty. There are different Nalanda inscription, copper plate inscription, Kalimpur inscription, Munger inscription, Badal inscriptions, copper plate inscription. These are different inscriptions which are going to give information about the Pala dynasty. So this was a situation. Dharmapal ruled after Govind III went back. He ruled North India in a proper way. We come to know from Munger inscription that of Devapal that he went to offer prayer in places like Kedar, that is mentioned in Munger, Kedar, and in Gokarna. So Gokarna jo hai, it is in 3 different places. It is in Nepal also, it is in Karnataka also, it is in Odisha also. So Gokarna is in 3 places. Which Gokarna this inscription is mentioning? So we come to know through tradition that Nepal, Gokarna, the part in Nepal was the vassal state of Pala dynasty. We come to know through tradition. So we can infer that Nepal was part of Dharmapala's empire. Now this was the situation. This is how he ruled till 840 after Govind III was. First was the Prayagraj battle, second was the Munger battle. 806 or 807, that was the time period, okay, for Munger. So this was, after that he ruled till 810, that was the time period of Dharmapal. He ruled for some time peacefully, and after that Devapal, his successor, his son, came on throne. Now we'll talk about his religious activities. Dharmapal patronage to Buddhism. Because Buddhism flourished in Pal dynasty. So how it flourished and what support this rulers, Dharmapal, the very great ruler of Pala dynasty, gave patronage to Buddhism. What his activities were? He revived the Nalanda University. Nalanda University, if you remember, who was the one who established Nalanda University? Huh? Who? Now I want to know from you people. Kumar Gupta, right? Kumar Gupta from Gupta dynasty was the one who established Nalanda University. So Nalanda University was again revived by Dharmapal. This, which was well famous in the Eastern world, Nalanda University was well famous in Eastern world. So now this was, by Eastern world, what you mean by Eastern world? Kisko keh rahe? Eastern world. Right. Tibet area, China area, Eastern area, it was famous. Monks used to travel to our country and they knew about the Nalanda University. So this university was revived by Dharmpal again, and he set aside 200 villages. This information we are getting from Taranath only. He set 200 villages aside for the expenses of the Nalanda University, Nalanda Mahavira or Nalanda Monastery. This was the learning institution. So this is how he is giving support, total support to Buddhism. Secondly, he also founded Vikramasila University. Dharmapal was the one who founded Vikramasila University. This is very important and big university. And Vikramasila University, Vikramsil Mahavihar. This was the one which was established by Dharmpal. The well-famous, celebrated scholar associated with this university, this Mahavihar, is Dipankar. Dipankar, who is also known as Atisha. Clear? The well-famous, well-renowned scholar Dipankara was associated with this university, this Mahavihara, and he was also known as Atisha. This university was established in Bihar, Bhagalpur area, that is, Bihar. Vikramsila University. Bhagalpur area, that is the Bhagalpur area in Bihar. That was the area where this university was established. See, in Vikramsil University, many Sanskrit literature were getting converted, translated into Tibetan language. Because Taranath, as you know, he was from Tibet, and many Tibet monks were coming and staying in Vikramsila University, and they were translating the Sanskrit work into Tibet work. This now, another important thing that happened during this time regarding Buddhism only, that a scholar, Santa Rakshita was his name, very renowned scholar, Buddhist scholar, Santa Rakshita. What he did, three schools were, school of thoughts were there, philosophical school of thoughts were Buddhist, school of thoughts were there, the thought of Nagarjuna, the thought of Asanga, and the thought of traditional thought of these people, these scholars, and Dharmakirti. Okay, this he united them, he amalgamated them, and a school was set up with this together. These three thoughts were united together, and a school was set up by whom? Santa Rakshita was the name of the scholar who established philosophical school of thought, and that school came to be known as Yogacharya Swatantrika Madhyamaka. Yogacharya Swatantrika Madhyamaka. Because these three were the thought, Yogacharya thought, Madhyamaka thought, and the Swatantrika thought. These were the three philosophical thoughts of traditional thoughts of Buddhists. They were working on this. They have different thoughts regarding different knowledge or different logical things. जो भी उन लोग की सोच थी, ये इस पे काम कर रही थी. इस स्कूलों पे different branches थे. He united them and made that one school was established with the three different thoughts. He united them. That you can imagine, you can understand how much work was going on going in this particular field, in the field of Buddhist religion, Buddhist thought. This was flowing. Buddhist Pala rulers were working on Buddhism. They were not only working, they were patronizing, and they were also spreading the Buddhist religion to Southeast Asia. Okay, so this Buddhism flourished from 7th century to the 12th century with the help of these Pala rulers. Sri Vijaya Empire, if you remember, Sri Vijaya Empire. Sri Vijaya Empire in Southeast Asia. This was the time when Buddhism flourished there. So the main work, that is why this Pal dynasty is known as Imperial Buddhist dynasty. Because Pal, इस पे क्वेश्चंस आपके आते हैं, बहुत क्वेश्चन आते हैं. How Buddhism flourished in Pala dynasty, what support they gave, how they patronized, what were their activities done. So this is very important. Understand these universities and their mentors, their heads. So in Vikramasinghe University, the rector of this university was Buddha Gupta. ये भी आपके क्वेश्चन में आता है prelims में कि who was the rector? Rector means head of the university. Who was he? Buddha Gupta during time of Dharmapal. So he patronized Buddhism with full heart, open heart.
Maybe you already had Nagarjuna and these are the thoughts.
They are the people. They have traditional thought. They have different traditional thought. Thought of Yogacharya, thought of Swatantrika and Madhyamika. These are different branches of Buddhism. And they have different thoughts. And thought of this Madhyamika thought is of Nagarjuna. Yogachar is of Ashanga. And logical thought and different logical and related with the acquisition of knowledge, thought is associated with Dharmakirti. So they have different set of thoughts. This thought were brought together. Understood? This is important concept. This is concept of philosophical concept. This is difficult to understand, but those people who go deep into philosophy, they understand. So they have different thoughts. They were united by whom? A scholar, that's Santa Rakshita was the one who united them and established a single school, philosophical Buddhist thought. That the school was of philosophical thought. So, Taranath also credits Dharmapal. See, another patronage, another activities regarding Buddhism. He establishing more than 50 Buddhist religious schools. No, Taranath is not establishing, Dharmapal is establishing. Taranath is mentioning that Dharmapal, he is giving credit to Dharmapal for establishing more than 50 institutions for Buddhist religious institution in Bengal. Again, he is also giving full patronage to Buddhist poet or scholar whose name was Haribhadra. Haribhadra was the one who was patronized by Dharmapal. These were major activities of Dharmapal regarding Buddhism or Buddhist religion. Now after Dharmapal came Devapal. The time period for Devapal is 810 to 850. He too ruled for 40 years. See, 40 years Dharmapal ruled, 40 years Devapal ruled, and 20 years was ruled by Gopal. So, 100 years, 1 century, in a very comfortable and very, they were high power, superpower, supreme power, that they were acknowledged by different other power also, foreign powers also, they were acknowledged, Palas were. Devapala came, he too was a pious Buddhist, he too was a very great supporter of Buddhism. He constructed many monasteries and bihars during his time. Devapal is credited that he defeated Hanas, he defeated Pratiharas, and he defeated Dravidas. Which inscription tells about this? Badal inscription of Narayanapala. So this inscription is very important because this inscription is telling about the extent of the Devapal's territory. He says that Devapal ruled from Himalayas to Vindhyas and between the two seas. Between, that is, Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. He was the one who ruled. This Badal inscription is mentioning. It is also mentioning that he defeated Hanas, Dravidas and Pratiharas. So we can, from this inscription, we can infer that this may be overestimate. ज़्यादा बता दिया, कैसे अपने आप को बताना है तो ज़्यादा. But we can't totally negate it. We can't ignore it. Because there is no smoke without fires. कुछ ना कुछ तो हुआ ही होगा, तभी उन्होंने लिखा है ये बात नारायण पाल ने. So when he is writing, he is telling about this, we can understand that during this time, both Pratihar and Rashtrakutas were weaker at this time. This time in Pratihar, Mihir Bhoj ascended the throne in 836 around, and in 836 Amogha Varsha, but I am saying about Pratiharas, Mihir Bhoj. He was the one, both were weak at the time. So, and he was peace loving. So Devapal must have defeated Mihir Bhoj and he must have defeated Amogha Varsha. We come to know from certain evidences, from certain inscription that he defeated that then. So this we can make out that Devapala was supreme power at that time, and he ruled from 810 to 850 comfortably. His work regarding Buddhism was that he patronized he granted the request regarding this Sailendra dynasty from the east side, from the southeast side. They requested for 5 villages for Nalanda University, and that request was granted by Devapal. उन्होंने दे दिया 5 village. और plus what he did, he also appointed Veeradeva as the head of the Nalanda University. Veeradeva was appointed as the head of the Nalanda University. So this was a contribution regarding Nalanda University, and after this, Devapala, as we can make out, was a powerful ruler of his time. After Devapala, what happened? The dynasty of the Pala dynasty, the history of this dynasty is very obscure, very blurred. कुछ नहीं 100 साल तक you don't know what happened. You come to know something about them, but all the successors of Devapal were very weak and they were not able to keep the Pala dynasty united. They all disintegrated one by one. During Devapala's rule, Assam, Orissa, Nepal, these were part of Devapala's dynasty. They were vassal states. Kamrup, Assam. Utkal is Orissa. Okay. So these were the dynasties where Assam is also known as Pragyajyotishpur. Yeah, it is also known as Pragyajyotishpur. So these were the places. ये सब आपके prelims में आते हैं. You have to match it, you have to take it. So you need to remember कि क्या क्या नाम है. First step is prelims. Yeah. तो ये जो है, ये पहला step आपका prelims है. You need to qualify prelims. और ये पढ़ते पढ़ते on the process, your everything will be clear. It's not one time when you'll go through, it is so messy, सब कुछ mix up लगेगा. सारी चीज़ें बहुत difficult लगेगी, कुछ समझ नहीं आएगा. In second reading, you will understand something. In third and fourth reading, everything will be clear. Then after third and fourth reading, you will start making notes and understanding. Your thing will be clear. What you are reading, why you are reading, everything will be clear then. And first and second time, you will feel that everything has messed up. कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा हो क्या रहा है, यहाँ से वहाँ से कुछ नहीं समझ में आएगा. लेकिन आफ्टर, बिकॉज यू आर अरेंजिंग एवरीथिंग, हर चीज़ को अरेंज, ये क्या यहाँ आई एम टेलिंग यू हाउ टू रीड विच पार्ट इन रिलेशन विच पार्ट, क्योंकि आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू, इट इज़ यू हु नीड टू ऑर्गेनाइज इट एंड स्टडी हार्ड. जब आप फैक्ट्स अच्छी तरह याद हो जाएगा कि हाँ इस समय ये था, इस समय ये था, इस समय, तब फिर कंसेप्ट का शुरू होगा कि अच्छा इस समय था तो ये क्या हो रहा था उस समय, हाउ इट वॉज रिलेटेड टू दैट, वाई इट वॉज रिलेटेड टू दैट, तो यू विल अंडरस्टैंड. एंड वन थिंग मोर, this is what you need to do. I went somewhere. One thing. So after Devapala, I am saying 100 years. Like Devapala is gone, weak successor came, and they were all again same situation. The situation which was during the time of Shashank, that same situation happened now again. Anarchy was there, chaos was there, weak successor were there. One was coming, one was going. The main thing, the line of Dharmapala's rule, the line that the family that was ruling Dharmapala then Devapala. So, पहले confusion थी कि whether Devapala is the son of Dharmapala or not. But from Munger inscription of Dharmapala, we come to know that Devapala is only. ये भी question आपके आ सकता है. From where we come to know that Devapala is the son of, because first Deva, historians used to say that Dharmapala is the nephew or his brother's son. There was confusion. Now it is clear through Munger inscription कि Devapala is only the son of Devapala. Yeah, Dharmapala's mother, Devapala's mother was Ranna Devi. Ranna Devi was Rashtrakuta princess. So now after Devapala for 100 years, there was again weak successor, and somehow Pala dynasty was just rolling, and there was no strongness, they were not formidable power anymore. Dharmapala's line ended. Dharmapala ke Devapala, then line ended. Now his brother's line, Vakpala's line started. Younger brother of Dharmapala was Vakpala. His line started. And one after the other successor came. Vigrahapala, the grandson of Vakpala. So many rulers are there. 17 or 18 rulers are there of Pala dynasty. And you can't remember them all. Three are important: Gopala, Dhanpan, Devpala. These three are important. One is Mahipala second, who is important. We'll come to know this. So, Vigrahapala became ascetic after ruling for some time. Uske baad Narayan Pala aaye. Narayan Pala was defeated by Mihir Bhoj. Mihir Bhoj defeated Narayan Pala. After that, Mahipala 1 came, then the other rulers also came, then came Mahipala 2nd, who is important, about whom I am going to tell. Why he is important, Mahipala 2nd? Because a historical event happened during his rule. That was the Kavalta revolt. Kavalta revolt is also known as, this is important आप लोग के prelims में भी और आपके for your GS also. Varendra revolt. This is important. It happened during whose rule? Mahipala's 2nd rule. And why did it happen? What was the cause of Kavalta revolt? Which is also known as Varendra revolt. Varendra is what? Varendra is a region Okay, so here what happened, as they were Buddhist, they were follower of Buddhism. So at this time, Mahipala kya bole, कि nobody will eat fish. eating fish is pap. He prohibited eating fish. Secondly, when he ascended the throne, he present his two brothers, Surapal and Ramapal. These two were prisoned. When they were prisoned and he prohibited also eating of fish, then the peasants became angry. Why he is prohibiting this? So they were not ready to give up mache, jhol and bhat. That is Bengal's main diet. So they became angry. Peasants बोले अब बताओ माचे झोल खाने को नहीं मिलेगा. So and when they became angry, what other vassal chiefs did, they took advantage of this opportunity. They mobilized the peasants. एक इकट्ठा कर लिया, बहाने से मिल गया, चलो अच्छा है ये तो नाराज नहीं है, लेट्स मोबिलाइज देम. उनको पूरा को इकट्ठा कर लिया उन लोग ने, एंड दे मार्च टुवर्ड्स Mahipal II. This was one reason. Vassal chiefs took advantage of this situation. So again, Mahipal was very oppressive. What was the reason why he captured his brothers? Because he imprisoned his brothers or captured his brother because he was suspicious that they are going to dispose me, they are going to overthrow me. So he imprisoned them. When people came to know about this also, they became angry because they thought that when he's capturing, he's imprisoning his own brothers, what he's going to do with us. So this was a big revolt, and the leader of this revolt was Divoka, or he is also known as Divya. What was the result of this? This, in history it is said, this is the first revolt of peasants. This is important. Lekin if we remember, there was another revolt, peasants revolt, in which area? We talked about this one. एक peasant revolt के बारे में we have discussed also, talked about in our 2-3 classes back. We talked about this. No, it wasn't. It was in south. I am giving you a hint. It was in south. Kalabras. Kalabras were the one. They were peasants. That was peasants' revolt, and they were Buddhist. They prosecuted Brahmins. They were against totally the grants, land grants that were given to Brahmins. So in the disguise, they became ruler also. First, they were peasants also. They were against the free that was given to the Brahmins. The tax burden was on them, on peasants. Later on, they became rulers. Gradually, their ambition grew and they became ruler also. They took control of the whole area. So, but Cavalta revolt is called the first revolt because there is dispute in everything. In ancient history, everything has a dispute. Some historians say something, some say something. So there is no consensus on the matter. So ये है problem. But these Kalabras were also peasant revolt, and this Cavalta revolt was also peasant revolt. This was the first historical revolt. What was the result of this revolt? Mahipala was defeated and he was killed. Surapara, जो उसका भाई था, who was captive, he was captured, and Ramapala fled away from the city. Varendra region, he fled away. Later on, Ramapal became the ruler of Pala dynasty. This Varendra region, the northern region, for 50 years went away from Pala dynasty. It was not under Pala dynasty for 50 years. After that, again it became the capital of Pala dynasty. So Ramapala then came on throne, and Ramapal, during his time, he tried to revive Pala dynasty, but he was not successful. The main thing about the Ramapala's dynasty, he captured few areas, Kalinga, Kamrup. They came under him. The Nepal part also came under him, but he was not successful. But he could not revive the Pala dynasty. The one important thing of Ramapal was that his court poet, his name was Sandhyakar Nandi. The court poet wrote Ramcharitam. Sandhyakar Nandi. This is important. Every time, many times, these questions come. He was a court poet of Rampal, and he wrote Ramcharitam. In this Ramcharitam, he narrated the story of Ram along with the story of Rampal also. He was also Rampal and he was also Ram. So Rampal, after Rampal, again weak successor came, but then there was another ruler. But the Pala dynasty, one after the other, 2-3 rulers were there, Kumarapal. The last ruler of the Pala dynasty was Madanpal. Madanpal was last ruler who was defeated by resurgent Hindu dynasty, that was Vijaya Sen. After Pala Sen, Vijaya Sen dynasty came, Sena dynasty. Sena dynasty, that was the Vijaya Sen ruler, was the one who defeated Madanpal and killed him, and he became the Sena dynasty, took the place of the Pala dynasty. This is the history of political history of Pala dynasty plus the religious activities of the Pala rulers. Pala rulers ruled for 400 years, but the prime time of their rule was 100 and 150 years. That was the time period. Pala dynasty, what was the remarkable thing about the Pala dynasty was their patronage to Buddhism. Another important thing was this Pala dynasty were liberal in their outlook, and they had close ties with Tibetan Empire. This is important. Tibetan Empire with Srivijaya Empire, that is in Southeast Asia, and the Abbasid Caliphate, that was in the Middle East. These three empires were important, and they had close relation with this empire. That means the Pala were formidable power. Another important thing about the Pala dynasty was their war elephants. They were special elephant for the war. They were rare type of elephants that was found in their army only. So the maritime navy of Pala dynasty did both the work of mercantile and also of defense. They defended also, and the trade in commerce also was done through the navy. This Pala dynasty, during the Pala dynasty, Suleiman, if you remember the name of Suleiman, Arab traveler, came to Bengal also, and he was the one who called Bengal as Ruhimi or Ruhma Dharma. ये आपके क्वेश्चन में बहुत बार आ गया है. Ruhimi or Ruhma. Bengal was called by Suleiman as Ruhimi or Ruhma Dharma. And he said, he also acknowledged that Pala had conflict with Pratihas and the Rashtrapat. Matlab, this was also known to this Arabic people. When they came here around 850, mid of 9th century, Suleiman visited India, and he went to different kingdoms. So in Rashtrakutas also he went there. They were also liberal in the outlook. They also allowed Islam to settle there, to spread their religion, and to construct mosque also. In fact, it was the time Islam first, it was the Pala dynasty period was the first time when Islam came in Bengal. In Bengal only Islam started progressing. So, because they had good relation with Abbasid Caliphate. पहले उमायद था, फिर Abbasid आए. So, this was the history of Pala dynasty. Okay. Anything now? Acha, one thing, the court poet of Devapal was Vajradatta. Jaise, who was the court poet of Rampal? Sandhyakar Nandi. The court poet of Devapal. This is for prelims purpose only, because you need to understand जो main point है prelims के लिए याद रखने के लिए. वज्रदत्ता. Court poet of Ramapal was Sandhyakan Nandi. Court poet of Devapal was Vajradatta. Yeah. So here we end the tripartite struggle, the struggle of Palas, Pratihar, and Rashtrakutas. This 12th century, this is the longest one. How long this Rashtrakutas ruled? Till the last of 10th century. Last of, and Pratihars. After the decline of Pratihar and Gurjars, different small kingdoms will emerge in North India. This will be our next topic, the rise of Islam and the different kingdoms that is going to emerge, that is going to come up, rise in the North Indian side. ये हम लोग पूरा 1200 तक पढ़ेंगे कि जो छोटे important जितने भी powers हैं, those we are going to come out, they are going to rise, and how they are going to resist the Arab invasion. Arabs का शुरू हो जाएगा. First travelers are coming, then the Arab people, and then rulers will start invading. So how they are going to resist, and ultimately what Delhi this will be captured, and they will fail in resisting the northern part of India. ये हम लोग second में करेंगे. ठीक है? Yes? आप बताइए. ये आप लोग को दिया हुआ है, आपको मिला नहीं? 2 दिन से तो आप मांग लीजिएगा. ये आप you have this notes, right? Notes are given to you. जो ऑफिस से दिया गया है, एक पैक दिया गया है ना, दिया गया है. यू आस्क देम, वो देंगे आपको. उसमें दिया, देखिए जितना डिटेल्स में व्हाट आई एम सेइंग उतना डिटेल्स में नहीं दिया हुआ है, बिकॉज दैट इज कलेक्शन ऑफ माइन. आई हैव कलेक्टेड फ्रॉम मेनी प्लेसेस. तो